Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. Welcome back with me, Miss Nun in English class. I'm so glad to sit here for the second time and then I can meet you again by this video. And I hope that everyone is doing great today. Don't forget to always keep healthy and keep happy. And today I will accompany you to learn about English lesson. As I said before last week, if you have any question about parts of speech, you can write your question in my video's comment box. And I'm so glad because when I check, I have got some question from you guys. So today I will try to answer all of the questions, so please stay tuned. Guys, and today I will try to answer all of questions that you have sent and delivered to my YouTube videos comment box, okay? And then when I check, I have maybe around 4 questions from you, so please stay tuned. I will try to answer all the questions. What question that I already have? So you can have a look, some question in your screen. So actually we have 4 questions and 2 of them using English. So that's why I will try to choose English version questions. So let's start from I got a question from Ahmad Muhammad. So ini dari IKT B semester 1 katanya. Okay, good morning Miss. Thank you so much for the great lesson for this video. Don't worry, I have like and subscribe, so thank you so much for your like and subscribe. I have one question in the sentence, I'm badly missing him. Badly means very, and then can we use badly to express we did it badly? Where badly? Here means not well. Thank you in advance. Okay, so I will try to answer your question. Okay, Ahmad Muhammad. Ini kalau nggak salah Kosma nih, kalau nggak salah ya. If I'm wrong then I'm sorry. Okay, so badly di kalimat ini ada 2 kalimat. Yang pertama adalah I am badly missing him. Why you missing him? And then the second one, we did it badly. Apakah badly di sini punya makna yang berbeda? Yes, exactly. Jadi if you look at English vocabularies, not only one meaning. Jadi one word itu bisa aja punya more than one meaning. So ini adalah salah satu contohnya. Jadi di kalimat I'm badly missing him, badly di sini artinya adalah very atau sangat. Aku sangat merindukan dia, gitu ya. Jadi badly di sini artinya sangat atau very. But different with the second sentence, we did it badly. Kami melakukannya dengan sangat buruk, dengan tidak baik. Ini yang dimaksud kemarin kita bahas tentang adverb of manner, ya, berujung ly, akhirnya ada tanda ly. Jadi how to identify, gimana cara mengidentifikasinya? Ya, you have to learn English more. You have to try learning more vocabularies. Jadi karena kalau belajar bahasa Inggris itu belajar bahasa in all languages in this world itu belajar tentang sense of language. Jadi harus building sensing ya. Jadi building sense-nya. Kalau sense-nya sudah naik, sense-nya sudah bagus, kalian bisa mengidentifikasi sendiri mana yang artinya badly itu sangat, mana yang artinya badly itu adalah adverb atau dengan buruk. Okay? Hope you can understand what I mean. Thank you. Next one, I have another question from, oh my god, I couldn't read it clearly. Itkan Rohaini. Okay, I'm sorry if I read it mistake. From IKT B semester 1, Miss, I have read about pronoun. There are not just subject and object, there are also reflexive and relative. Okay, how about both of them? Okay, so thank you so much ya, Itkan. I will try to answer your question. Betul. Jadi kalau belajar pronoun itu sebetulnya is not as simple as we think ya. Nggak sesimpel yang kemarin kita bahas sama Bu Intan juga. If you check in some references or you read a book, then you will see there are 7 types of pronoun. Ada 7. Ada 7 macam dari pronoun. Nah, salah duanya adalah, bukan salah satu karena kamu menyebutkan 2. Salah duanya adalah reflexive and relative. Ani, could you please move? Next slide, please. This is the way I will show you what's the difference between relative pronoun and reflexive pronoun. So let's have a look. Ya, dari relative pronoun itu kita punya that, which, who, whom, and whose. Ini artinya yang. Jadi menggantikan orangnya memang, menggantikan noun, kata bendanya, tapi diartikan yang. Jadi kalau misalkan you look at the example, the dog that ate the cake is looking guilty. So the dog itu noun ya. That ate the cake, yang. So that di sini artinya yang, kita artiin yang ya. The dog that ate the cake, anjing yang memakan kue itu, oke? Jadi don't laugh at home, oke? Di sini contohnya kayak gitu. Jadi that ini adalah berfungsi untuk menggantikan kata yang. Kenapa nggak pilihnya who? Kenapa nggak pilih juga whom? Karena di sini kalimatnya the dog, so the dog is living thing, itu kata benda tapi masuknya, jadi kita nggak pakai who. Kalau who kita menggunakannya untuk orang. Misalkan the man who sit on the corner is Ivan. So the man, because the man is orang, itu berarti saya menggunakan who untuk sebagai relative pronounnya. Oke, kalau di sini karena the dog kita menggunakan that. Oke, next one itu ada reflexive pronoun. So reflexive pronoun ini adalah kata ganti juga, tapi itu kembali ke dirinya sendiri. Oke, reflexive kalau merefleksikan. Oke, kembali ke siapa yang ngomongnya. So let's have a look the example. We check ourselves for lies. So we ourselves. Jadi kita nggak pakai myself, karena kalau myself itu kembalinya ke diri sendiri. Because we, so we have to put ourselves, we check ourselves for lies. Another example for reflexive pronoun, we can see while calling on the gods, a man should himself lend a hand. So a man itu laki-laki, and then it's singular, satu orang, jadi nggak pakai myself, nggak pakai ourself, tapi pakainya himself. Oke? Nanti juga ada lagi myself untuk diri sendiri, ada yourself untuk kamu, ada their self juga untuk mereka, ada herself untuk dia perempuan. Oke? You can learn more about relative pronoun and reflexive pronoun and then another types of pronoun in another sources. Oke? Thank you for the question, Itkan. Next one. Ani, please back. Thank you so much. I have another question from, my name is Gina Amalia Ramdhani, Prodi Ekonomi Syariah. Thank you, Gina. I have some questions. Kesalahan apa yang biasanya dilakukan dalam penulisan parts of speech, Miss? Dan bagaimana untuk menghindari kesalahan? Ya Allah, si Gina ngerjain banget ya ini pertanyaannya, Bang. Kesalahan apa aja? Kesalahannya banyak, Gin. There are a lot of mistakes ya, ungrammatical error that happen or did by people dalam penggunaan parts of speech. Jadi kalau mau ngebahas masalah ini, you can talk to me in private ya, karena kalau dijelasin di sini one by one, it takes time really. Tapi mungkin salah satunya, I will give you some example. Biasanya nanti adalah salah penempatan, misalkan adjective, a beautiful girl. Nah, beautiful itu adjective. Nah, adjective sama noun, kata benda itu nggak boleh ketukar. Jadi posisinya misalkan kamu bilangnya a girl beautiful. Nah, itu salah. That's a wrong ya. That's a wrong sentence. That's a wrong position. Itu posisinya salah, kalimatnya salah. Jadi make sure salah satunya adalah how to put the words in the right position. Jadi salah satu fungsi parts of speech adalah menempatkan kata-kata sesuai pada posisinya. Jadi tadi contohnya a beautiful girl, we cannot say a girl beautiful. Oke? Karena dalam bahasa Inggris adjective dulu baru noun-nya. Thank you, Gina. Next one, I have the last one. That's 3 of the question that I have got from you guys. So next one, I still have one question, then I will read it for you. Ini morning, Miss. Morning. My name is Camilla Sofiana. Hi, Camilla. Ini dari PAI. And then the question is, I have some question. Oh my God, some questions ya. I have some question dalam materi mengenai parts of speech. Di dalamnya terdapat noun yang menunjukkan kepemilikan akan memiliki imbuhan s atau variasinya. Bagaimana contoh kalimat dalam pertanyaan saya di atas dan bisa berikan contohnya? Kapan lagi ya kamu ngejailin saya, nyuruh-nyuruh ya? Okay, then I will try to give you some examples about possessive ya. Jadi kalau misalkan kepemilikan itu kita mengenalnya dengan possessive pronoun. Tapi memang kalau possessive pronoun itu mungkin yang kamu lihat adalah kayak misalkan my book. So my itu adalah possessive pronoun ya. Atau misalkan the book is mine, the boy is mine, the man is mine, oke? Nah itu adalah contoh-contoh my and mine, itu adalah contoh-contoh possessive pronoun. Jadi kepemilikan, oke? Nah, tapi kalau misalkan dalam noun ada juga yang pakai apostrof s. Nah, ini juga bisa dipakai. Jadi, kalau misalkan mau menggunakan apostrof s, ini nggak perlu mengganti kata bendanya. Jadi, misalkan rumahnya Mr. John. So, Mr. John's house. Jadi, Mr. John-nya hanya ditambahkan apostrof s. Mr. John's house. Miss Nuns, oke, bukan Miss Nun aja, tapi Miss Nuns car. Mungkin juga bisa bikin kalimat James song. Jadi lagunya punya James, rumahnya punya Mister, mobilnya punya Miss Nun, gitu. Jadi ini salah satu contoh kepemilikan, tapi masih menggunakan kata benda atau orangnya langsung, oke? Jadi orangnya langsung disebut, nama orangnya disebutin. Tapi beda kalau misalkan nanti kamu lihat variasi yang lain seperti yang tadi saya bahas. Ada yang namanya possessive pronoun itu mengganti. Jadi nggak menyebutkan lagi namanya. Jadi the boy is mine, the car is yours, your car is red, something like that. Jadi your, yours, my, mine, they, their, theirs. Nah, itu adalah contoh possessive pronoun gitu. Oke guys, so I think 4 question itu mudah-mudahan bisa mewakili your questions all. Mudah-mudahan juga you can catch what I mean today. Then hopefully you can really understand about parts of speech. If you're still confused about this topic, please have a look again my PowerPoint slides, or you can have a look again my videos with Bu Intan last week, or you can maybe you can check in another YouTube channel that already share and share about a parts of speech. I think everything is easy for now. Okay, so thank you so much. I wanna say thank you to Ahmad Muhammad, Itkan, and then Gina and Camila. Thank you so much guys for the questions. Okay, so that's all done, our Ask Me Question session. And now I will give you some practice regarding with our last topic about parts of speech. And I will remind you that next month we will do a midterm exam, so make sure that you are ready to join the midterm exam. So make sure that you already understand all questions, all topics that we have learned, maybe around 7 meetings, okay? So today I will give you some practice and then simulation how to identify parts of speech in a paragraph. So please have a look this one. Annie, please, could you move next? Still next? Yes, yes. That one, good. Okay, please have a look. I already put some paragraphs. So after this you will do by yourself, but I will give you some example how to identify the parts of speech in paragraph. Please have a look. Start from the first paragraph. I have a friend named Julie Rose. Okay, so let's start from I. Can you imagine or can you identify what is I? Yes, karena itu bukan nama asli, jadi kita menyebutnya adalah pronoun. Next one, I have a friend. So friend is Yes, karena itu kata benda, so it is a noun. Next one, Julie Rose. Julie Rose is the name of person, so this is noun also. She is my classmate in Saneo High School, grade 12. She is, this one, is. I already bold, is. So what is what is in this paragraph? Okay, so that is the verb. Okay, ini adalah kata kerja. Okay, verb. Jadi verb itu tidak harus selalu kata kerja yang berupa action. Tapi kalau misalkan there is no verb, action verb, so berarti akan ada to be. Seperti misalkan is, are, am, atau was, atau were. Those are verbs too. Okay. Next one, she likes. Nah, ini adalah salah satu contoh action verbs. So likes, kalau tadi itu is, kita menemukan verb, and now we have likes as a verb too. Next one, music. Music is a noun. Okay, swimming and going to the cinema. Cinema. So what is cinema? In parts of speech, cinema is just a place for watching movies. So that's an adverb. She also likes hanging out with friends. She is very kind and friendly. So kind and friendly are same. Both of them are adjectives. Kata sifat, okay? And itu still you remember what is an? Conjunction. To connect one word to another word. So and di sini fungsinya adalah to connect antara kind and friendly. We cannot say she is very kind friendly. Nggak bisa ya, nggak make sense sama sekali. Jadi kita menyebutnya adalah she is very kind and friendly. Karena sama-sama positif. Kind and friendly, both of them are positive words or positive adjectives. Okay? And then I still have a lot, 1, 2, 3 paragraphs. So please, you at home do it by yourself. I already put numbers start from 1 till number 10. Okay, so make sure that you can identify what's the name of parts of speech from each of the numbers. Your answer you can submit it in my classroom. Okay, and then make sure if you are still confused, you can check it again and check it again. Ini aja praktisnya, jadi kalian langsung aja kumpulin, and then make sure you really understand because this is our last meeting, okay, before midterm test. So welcome to midterm test exam, okay. I think that's all for today. I just wanna try to answer your question and then try to give you some practice about our last topic, parts of speech. Thank you so much for accompanying me today in this lesson. Don't forget to study hard. Don't forget to keep healthy. Don't forget to keep productive, although in pandemic. Okay, thank you so much. See you next time in my video. The last one I say, have a lovely day. See you next time. Bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.